Gemini, what's up? Welcome to your reading. This is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. It is a general love reading. May or may not resonate. Let's see, Gemini. This is from the 30th of June to the 6th of July, 2025. Okay. So we have a few messages out here. This could resonate with you, or this could be the energy that is attached to you. We have not committed, always chasing or being chased. You must be willing to commit to one person. So Geminis, a lot of you, I don't know, you're all over the place. You need to commit to someone, okay? Don't always try to chase, or don't always enjoy being chased, okay? Getting hurt. All love comes with the risk of losing it. Don't be afraid to floss. Take a chance. I think this is what it is, right? You're not committing because you're too scared to take a risk on love, which is why you're not committing, which is why you're just like wanting to chase. You could even be chasing people who are unavailable. Self-neglect. You're neglecting your own needs in relationships. Practice self-care. This feels more like you need to make yourself a priority. You could be trying to chase people who are not worth you only because you know somewhere, somehow down the line that the person is not going to commit, okay? So you're like kind of getting into an excuse of where I want to commit, but then the opposite person, you know, is never going to commit, but you're still chasing. Age issues. You feel too old or young to date or have issues with your partner's age. Okay, I don't know, but that's what it says. Okay, let's do this one. Okay, Gemini. Let's see, what do we have for you? We're going to do the beginning of the week, we're going to do the middle of the week, and the end of the week. Let's see, Gemini, what's happening in the beginning of the week. Okay. All right, in the beginning of the week, I do feel, Geminis, a lot of you are stuck up, huh? You're literally stuck up. Like, it's almost like now you're becoming a control freak. No, I want to make it work out. No, I want to make it work out. No, I want to make it work out. There is someone with whom you can't make it work out because it's not going to work out. But there is this sense of desire. There is this sense of addiction, obsession, where you just can't let someone go. I don't feel the opposite person is toxic. I think you're coming off as toxic. Okay. Yeah, look at that. Now it's all about pride and ego. Now for you, it's all about pride and ego. You know, one day you want to get out of stagnation. One day you want to open yourself up to new possibilities. I think it's almost like you have given up on the possibilities of anything happening or working out between you and this person that you're obsessed with. However, you have a hard time moving on. That's what I feel is happening, you know. It's now like the memories, it's like, oh, I wish that happened, I wish this happened, you know. It's the codependency. This person out here, I feel somehow you have a dependency on them. You have a attachment towards this person. Like, this person feels like home to you. This person is your comfort zone. For some of you, this person out here ghosts you, and then you guys talk. And then they ghost you, and then you guys talk. So now it's become like a trauma bond. You know, you feel better when this person is gone and then they come back. It feels like that rush. You're feeling happy. The truth is that you are too scared to take a risk of moving towards new love, which is why you're staying with the known devil. Look at that, the devil. Staying better, you feel it's better to stay with the known devil than the unknown devil. That's what's happening. Now, this could be a person also that you're waiting for, okay? So, I don't know. Take it how it resonates. But I'm reading for you, Gemini. So, middle of the week. Before we move forward, if you need a personal reading, you can email me on tarotwithnimo@gmail.com. Okay. we have the Ten of Swords also. Now, middle of the week, I feel you will reach a point of middle of the week. I feel you're going to kind of come off as a little disconnected. Some of you may kind of just be at a point where you don't want to talk to people, or you may kind of just go through that sense of soul introspection. It's like, what am I doing? You're going to be like, what am I doing? You're going to ask yourself a lot of questions. What do I really feel for this connection? Who am I really chasing? Why am I chasing this person? Okay. I feel that there is this sense of not being able to move out of your comfort zone. So it's like this. You already know that if you have to move on from this person, right? It's going to be a risk. Like I said, it's going to be a risk of getting hurt. But the truth is that it's not a given that you will get hurt. This is what you have created in your head, like love hurts. Okay. So rather be in a relationship or be in a situation or wait for someone who's already hurt me, because I don't know if the new one's going to hurt me or not. Okay. So the possibilities are 50-50, right? But you're like, I don't even want to take that positive 50-50 that no, I won't get hurt. You still want to be in a zone where I know this person, I don't know how the new person is. The known person is predictable. This old person that you are with, this devil that you are with, or this situation that you are with, this past person who things are not meant to be with, at least you know how predictable the situation is. It makes you feel secure. It makes you feel safe. But the truth is you're not safe anywhere. Okay? You're so guarded in love. I feel that now that you've been in so much pain in love, it feels like now you've reached a point where now you're hyper independent. I don't need anyone. I don't need anyone. Which is why you're chasing people and enjoying being chased. Because you don't want anyone. You're hyper independent. You're okay on your own. But the truth is, you're not okay on your own. You're trying to find superficial happiness in situations. You may have a lot of money. You may have a lot of friends. But deep down, there is something which is still a missing piece of the puzzle. You may be in this connection out here, but you still know that something out here is missing. And that's what you need to reflect on. But I do feel that kind of you need to reflect on what you need to do, because the chapter is over. Gemini, the chapter is over. There is a chapter over between you and someone else. Okay. Now it's all about how brave are you to move towards something new? How brave are you to embrace the unknown? Let's see. And some of you, when we talk about age issues, yeah, maybe you feel too old, or you feel, too young to date, or, you have issues with your partner's age. It's telling you to think as unconventional as possible. Okay. Okay, let's see. End of the week. Wow. So the good news is that you're kind of using all your inner strength. Okay. But the bad news is, what are you using all your inner strength for? What is it that you're using your inner strength for? You're using all your inner strength to walk away from something that doesn't serve you. You're using all your inner strength to still try to hurry. You're trying to push a relationship to work out, which is a very bad idea. You're being desperate. Sometimes for some of you, it could be you're uploading stories. You're on Instagram, you're uploading Instagram stories, you're on WhatsApp, you're on Snapchat. You're trying your best to get this person's attention. You're just coming off as very, very desperate. And that's where you're putting all your strength. You're putting all your inner strength. You're being brave. You're being courageous. You're wanting to make something happen, but you're in the wrong direction. And you have unrealistic expectations. A lot of you, this is all about your ego. This is all about, oh, how can I not get this person? Okay, but the universe is saying, because they're not meant for you, they're not good for you, which is why you can't have this person. Like, you should be actually very, very grateful to the universe that you are staying away from someone toxic, or the universe is actually keeping you away from someone who's not good for you. I'm going to tag this video as man's rejection is God's protection. That is the best that I can tell you. Look what you're doing. You're being as avoidant as possible. You just are not open to other people's opinions. You're not open to listening to others. You're not open to kind of, moving forward, because moving forward, there is competition. You feel you'll have to compete for new people, etc. Or you're just kind of coming off as non-committal to me, to be honest out here. I don't even feel, maybe some of you genuinely don't want a commitment, and you're kind of like, I don't want to commit, but I want to chase someone who I know also is not going to commit. Okay, still staying in a bad situation. You're not even inspired to move towards this person anymore. There's no interest. You're not even interested in this person. It's just like you're kind of judging yourself too harshly. Like, how could you have made such a mistake? How could you never know that this person would turn out to be a dud? How could you? You're punishing yourself, that one mistake. There are these people who make that one mistake and then they beat themselves up, beat themselves up, beat themselves up for making that mistake instead of learning from that mistakes and moving forward, taking those lessons. So that's what you're doing. There is self-doubt, which is creating stagnation, and that stagnation is stopping you from making that one big judgment call, which can push you to the next level of your love life, which can push you to the next phase. But all you're doing is getting the clarity, but still kind of, I don't know, blaming who. You're blaming everything and everyone. Okay, you're playing the blame game. So stop doing that. Okay.